Don't take Tylenol. There's no downside. Don't take it. You'll be uncomfortable. It won't be as easy, maybe, but don't take it. If you're pregnant, don't take Tylenol. And don't give it to the baby after the baby is born. And you know, we have more than 3 years left. And I told Bobby and the doctors behind me, and they are so committed to this, I told them that this is the number one thing I want to do from you. And you know, we have something else called Favored Nations, where I'm going to be reducing drug prices by 1,000%, by 900, 600, 500, 1,200. We're going to be reducing drug prices at levels never seen. It's called Favored Nations. We're going to be paying what the right now, we're like the garbage can for the rest of the world, and we have been for forever. We pay much higher for drugs than the rest of the world. We subsidize the rest of the world. We're not doing that anymore. Don't take Tylenol. This B is sexually transmitted. There's no reason to give a baby that's almost just born hepatitis B. So I would say wait till the baby is 12 years old and formed and take hepatitis B. Hepatitis.
Shalom, shalom. I'm just by giving all glory, honor, and praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, Makakadash. Double honor should the elders and apostles of great most from the teaching of well. Peace and salutations be told for the light. That's how I'm coming at you from the prophets of Babylon camp here in Tampa, Florida. This is going to be going into Trump exposing Big Pharma. Right? Basically saying how children are coming out with autism because their mothers are being told that it's safe to take Tylenol while they're pregnant or breastfeeding. Okay, which is a major blow to the pharmaceutical industry, because Tylenol is a very popular medicine, so-called medicine. Really, it's just a drug. Tylenol is a very popular drug. Okay, and they made a lot of money off of Tylenol. Okay, when you think about America, it's all just a big organization, and everything in it is ran by organizations. It's all for money. Everybody's out to get your money. Okay, so when you think about these big corporations making money off of what, you got the entertainment, they make money off of the medicine, the hospitals, nurses, doctors, whatever. That's all the money grab. Okay, they don't care about your real health. It's just a money grab. They throw you these drugs, and you go in there, you take these drugs, and you're destroying yourself to keep coming back and giving them your money. All right. Politicians, presidency, all that's for money. It's all business. All right. Babylon is one big corporation, one big business with many businesses on the inside. Okay, and everybody just trying to devour one another. All right. Like Andrew Tate said, it's a dog eats dog world. Okay, everybody's just out to devour each other and consume each other through bills, payments. Okay, these people use necessities and make things that you need. Shit, the food itself, the markets are a business. They don't care about whether you're hungry or not. They want their money. Okay, that's why the water, you got to pay for water. Water should be free, but you got to pay for it somehow. And then it's treated with all sorts of chlorine, all sorts of bleach and fluoride to dumb you down and make you stupid. Okay, make you subservient, make you subject to these devils, so that you can keep going back to them for the one of all things, as the scriptures say. Let's grab it, as a matter of fact. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48, Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord, YAHWAH, shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. So when we hungry, we got to go to this devil. When we thirsty, we got to go to this devil and get it. And that's why we're getting polluted food and polluted water. All right. It says, and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. Shit, we gotta go to this devil and put clothes on our back. Even the clothing is poison. Okay, you're not supposed to wear mixed fabric. Mixed fabric throws off your harmonious vibration, your harmonious frequency, and your balance within your body, causing health problems as well. Okay, everything has been orchestrated to destroy you here in Babylon. The air you breathe. Okay, they making money off of the air you breathe. Now they're trying to keep you inside, talking about carbon footprint. They want so much control over you, it's not even funny. Alright? It says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. What? Slavery, man. Hardcore slavery. We gotta, in order for us to get the things that we need, guess what? We gotta slave for it. We gotta build up this devil's organizations, build up his businesses. Okay, we gotta work and make him richer while we're becoming poorer and barely surviving to pay for the things that we need. Barely making enough to get the things we need. This devil's got us on a constant hamster wheel. Okay? Stuck in a bubble, we can't get out. That's why we need salvation. It says, until he have destroyed thee. Okay? You're gonna slave till death, man. You're gonna slave all the way to your death, and then guess what? There's gonna be no inheritance for your children. Alright? The only thing your children are gonna inherit is your debt. Okay? Your bills that you gotta pay back, the bills that you owe here in America, man. It's very, very troublesome trap that we've been stuck in. Alright? But Trump talking about what? Yeah, Cuba ain't got no autism over there. He said, I hear Cuba ain't dealing with autism like that. He said, well, that's because they don't have the money to pay for the Tylenol. Okay? Which he's saying that you're paying for Tylenol, there's a good chance you're going to develop autism, or your children are going to develop autism. Okay? Because Tylenol is causing it. But it's not just that, it's all the food. That's why the Food and Drug Administration got food and drugs in the same sentence, the same title. Okay? Food and drugs ain't supposed to go together. How is it food and drugs? Alright? These supposed to be two separate companies, yet they are one. Alright? So, yeah, Trump done exposed the Big Pharma scheme. Okay? One of their money grabs. Okay? And it's whatever. It's really, he really just trying to get, I guess, whatever gets people's minds off of the e-files topic, I guess, right? You know? This devil, he doing anything he can to keep you distracted from what's really going on. The war crimes over there that Israel is committing. Okay? All of the tyranny and wickedness that Israel is committing, and the merging of Israel and America as happening today. Okay? Which is they're already together as one, but now they're actually coming. They sent over 200 lawmakers over there to Israel, okay, to get instructions. Why are they getting instructions from a foreign country? Why are they and they're gonna come back over here and do what? Enforce those laws over here. All right, they're getting instructions. Why? They finna get on point with Trump in a minute, man. They finna be in game with Trump. All right, and when this happens, these devils gonna unleash all hell, man. Okay. Let's grab this. In the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All right, they telling on themselves. These devils telling on themselves, and really, what they're doing is sacrificing. Okay. They're sacrificing for the greater evil. All right. We just give them this. Give them this. They'll be full off of that for a little while. All right. You may have people now go file lawsuits for their children being autistic. They took Tylenol while they was pregnant. They got an autistic child. You know, people may be gonna be distracted with lawsuits and shit, and trying to figure out how to get compensation for such things. Okay? Or maybe it's just going to go over all their heads because they're so damn dumb and docile. But it says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And if these people got the eyes to see, then they going to run away. Okay? But these people ain't got the eyes to see, man. Alright? Trying to wake them up to something is like speaking to a brick wall. Trying to tell a brick wall to do something. Okay? Well, this is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Alright? And all these things are geared and orchestrated to destroy you here in America, man. And there are so many different traps. He just gave up one of the traps. Alright? But there's so many more. It's a light sacrifice to him. But then again, he also targeted someone's business. Okay? He sacrificed someone's business to cover up his. Okay? This devil is crafty, and you got to be careful paying attention to what he's saying, because the scripture says this. In the book of Genesis chapter 25 verse 27, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. Okay, it says a cunning hunter. So what he does is he hunts craftily, he hunts cunningly. Okay, he's gonna hunt you down, seeking to take you out, man. Alright? He don't care how it gets done as long as it gets done. Even if you have to sacrifice a few businesses, a few of his traps, even if you have to reveal a few of his hands, a few of his plans and devices that he's been doing and or using to knock Jacob upside the head for years on down. Okay? Just to cover up the bigger problems. Right? The E-files. You want everybody distracted off of that. And you don't want nobody finding out that he truly is a pedo. Okay? You don't want nobody finding out that Israel truly is the wicked, the son of perdition. They're being revealed now. Day by day, these people are coming out. The people are coming out with more and more videos of more evidence. Shit, I just saw a video today. Somebody dug up about talking about, or somebody was doing a TikTok video on. She was like, "Did y'all know this?" Okay, because it was a video talking about Caesar Borgia, how that image came about, how the image of JC came about. All right, that's a great big mystery that's unfolding before everybody, man. Okay. Putin went into the chambers and unlocked the true images of the Lord YAHAWASHI and the prophets. Okay, you got them Islam nations over there talking about this is a great big discovery. All right, this changes the way the world should worship, and Putin said that also himself. That was another great deception that Babylon knocked the people upside the head with. Okay. It says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter and a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. So this guy's a man of the field. His life is about war. Okay? He loves to figure out how to destroy, kill, steal, and destroy. That's his whole motto. Okay? In the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. Okay, Satan goes into what? Adversary. Okay. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, which devices goes into evil schemes. What is this devil cooking up? Can you smell what he's cooking? All right, one of his schemes that is cooking up right now is this whole UFO thing. When UFO comes into the talks, they're talking about a UFO. A huge UFO is slowly approaching and should be here by this time, this month, and this day. Okay, they're telling you what they're planning to do. They're not telling you what's going to happen. They're not predicting the future. They're telling you what they're planning to do. Okay? Because they don't have that kind of power to go and predict the future. They don't have that kind of power to tell you when the Lord is going to arrive, when this day is going to come, when that day is going to... They don't have that power. So when they tell you something's coming at a certain time, that's when you should know, okay, this is what he's planning to do at this time. Okay? Don't think of it as, oh, this, damn, man, that's going to happen? Oh, 3 days of darkness? Oh, hell. Nah, man, this devil wants to make a 3 days of darkness himself. He wants to engineer or genetically modify the sun so that he can black it out. He wants to destroy the sun, take it out of the air. But the Lord gave the sun and the moon a perpetual decree to give service unto the earth, to give service unto men, okay, to be for times and seasons. And they're gonna do this, and they're gonna do their job until the end. All right, forever. The Lord said they have a perpetual decree. They got a never-ending job. Okay, they're gonna be here doing their job all the time. They just following the commandment. The sun and the moon following the commandment of the Lord. Okay, and they said, the Lord say what? They're going to endure forever, just as the earth endure forever, man. Okay, so whatever this devil talking about, global warming, okay, the ice caps melting and shit, asteroids coming, planet Nibiru, all that's bullshit, man. Okay, you can't be caught up in this bullshit. You gotta understand what's really happening around you. Get in the book, okay? Ask the Lord to give you wisdom. You said the Lord say He give it to you freebie. Okay? It's just let Satan should get an advantage of us. You don't want Satan to get an advantage over you. If you fall for these things that he's telling you, that he already has an advantage over you. He's 2 steps ahead. Okay, that means he can do whatever he wants with you and get away with it. That's why a lot of these people went and got that yab, because Satan had an advantage over them. Alright, through his great deceptions. Matter of fact, let me grab this. Because we gotta understand who we're dealing with here. All right, he just dropped a bombshell saying that Tylenol is causing autism in children. America got the highest rates of autism in the world. Ask me how I know. Shit, I don't know, but just by paying attention to the world, you can tell. Okay, this is America after all, and nobody poisons their people like America does. It says in the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Hashatan. Now this devil go way back. Esau Edom goes way back. That old serpent. We've been dealing with this nigga since the garden. Okay? It says called the devil, which goes into deceiver, and Satan, which goes into adversary, which deceiveth the whole world. Alright? This nigga deceived the whole world. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay? He covered the faces of the judges thereof. This devil gave the order to paint the Lord's image to be looking like an Edomite man. Okay? He gave those orders out. Nobody but this devil did. Esau Edom. Okay? Who else could? That's the only nation that looks like that. Right? If not, where and who is he? Who else gonna do that? Nobody else looks like Esau Edom. That's why he tried to sleep. When he put Jake into captivity, he went sleeping with Jake, sleeping with all these other nations to hide his seed amongst the nations. But he can't. Okay? The Spirit beareth witness. There's always gonna show. Alright? It says, which deceiveth the whole world. Meaning he deceived everybody. The media, which media goes into Medea, which is in Greek, the Greek goddess of which Greek was what? Greek was in the Maccabees. Slack Greek was in the Maccabees, man. That was one of our captivities. Okay? We went through that captivity. Okay, but Medea in Greek, which goes into Greek goddess, Medea, Greek goddess of deception. She's a goddess of deception, of sorcery, okay, of illusions, delusions, illusions, okay? So the whole goal of America's media is to paint the narrative, okay? To take a story and switch it up to how they want it. All right, that's how these devils been getting away with what they want. They've been painting these stories this entire shit. They've been making up stories. Oh, Gaza just did this. All right, Israel retaliated by sending 2,000 drones and 100 missiles. Okay, when Gaza never really did shit. Gaza just sitting there chilling, and one day they wake up and they ass getting bombed and there's drones roaming their streets. Okay, this is the truth of the matter. These devils ain't telling you the truth. They ain't. You think they telling you the truth through their media? Even Trump say you're fake news. All right, but he won't tell you he on them e-files. Okay? These devils are devils, which goes into deceivers. They're tricksters, and they're good at it. The scriptures say what? You are your father the devil. He was a murderer from the beginning. Okay? When he speaketh a lie, it is consistent with his character, for he is a liar and the father of him. Alright? It says, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Esau, Edom. Alright? And his fucking minions. All these Edomites are just physical counterparts of left-hand sided demons. Which demon goes into the word demon goes into intelligence. So you also got to be careful. The scriptures say, thou art wiser than Daniel. Thou art wiser than the children of light. Because this devil is smart. Okay? You know how to get one up on you. Scriptures. That's why the scriptures say, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Because the serpent is wise. Okay? That old serpent. Esau, Edom. You wise as hell, man. Okay? How you think he got us in captivity this long? Because he used wisdom. He used our own book against us. He went in our book and figured out our weaknesses and used it against us. And here we are still in captivity to this day because this devil has got our weaknesses written on the back of his hand. All right. Let's grab this real quick. In the book of Revelation, I believe it's chapter 18, right? Because it's going into how, yeah, it says Revelation 11 and 18. No, not that one. It's not that one. It's Revelation probably 22, maybe. Revelation 18:23, Salakia. And the light of a candle shall shine. Matter of fact, same chapter. I'll just grab that first one. We can start at verse 3. Revelation chapter 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Okay, America just burnt these other nations with diseases. Okay, now their countries are suffering because they don't sip that Babylonian juice. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay, which when Babylon put these tariffs on these countries begin to suffer. Because they were Slovakia. When Trump put these tariffs on these countries, they began to suffer because they were waxing rich through the abundance of America's delicacies. Okay? Everybody buying from all these different countries to try to get a business, try to run their business. Okay? America is business capital. You want to start a business, it's here in America. You want to get your business going, it's here in America. But it's also a import country, so it gets most of its goods by import from these other nations. That's why the price of food and everything went up. We suffering hard through inflation because Trump put tariffs on these other countries, and that's also affecting its citizens. It's going to cost more to get things shipped over here. Okay, so you got a business. You see that your business is suffering and took a blow because those tariffs went up. All right. It says dropping down to... Did I miss it? Did I skip it? Let's go backwards and see if I can find it. Salakia. Yeah, that's Revelations 11. Salakia. Revelations 11 said, and the nations were angry. Why do you think these nations gonna be angry? All right, the Lord gonna pour his wrath out upon them, man. Okay, he gonna pour his anger out on them, and they gonna gear up towards America. Once they see how bad this world has become, how bad their country is failing, they gonna remember it's because of America. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants and the prophets, so like unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Okay? Shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Who's that? Esau, Edom. So the time's coming where Edom's about to get destroyed. And you see the beginning, it tells you how they're going to be destroyed. It says, and the nations were angry. These guys about to get pissed off. These big boys across the world, they're going to get pissed off, man. And they're going to come to a final decision, an ultimatum, and say, we need to take this bitch out. We need to take this whore out. All right? She's destroying us. She's destroying us. And in order for us to thrive, we got to get rid of her. Back to Revelation chapter 18, because I wanted to grab that last one. Okay, to show you the deceptions that took place. And it's been taking place, but he just revealed one of his hands, and that's it. He just flipped one of his cards over. He's still got plenty of cards on the table. All he did was show you one of them. Tylenol. All these children got autism because the parents are taking Tylenol when they're breastfeeding or when they're pregnant. Just stop taking the Tylenol. You got a headache? Don't take the Tylenol. I don't know if there's any other, I don't think there's any other, what do you say? What do you say? He don't think there's any other countermeasure, roughly paraphrasing. It says, Revelation 18:23, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, because Babylon lit with candles right now. There's actually a movie called Babylon, which is Babylon in a nutshell. I got maybe a minute or two in and turned it off because it was just too fucking wicked to bear witness of. Okay, it started off with a wild party. Okay, these people getting naked, then the people started getting into each other and shit. Yeah, I couldn't watch that shit, man. We started seeing a bunch of sados. Yeah, hell no. And that's Babylon in a nutshell. Scriptures say what? Spiritual Sodom and Egypt. Why? Because everybody here in slavery, well, all the Jakes over here in slavery, everybody got businesses thriving off of Jake's labor. Okay, so slavery has never been abolished or taken away. Jake's still under that punishment and that wrath, as we see today. Okay, and then it's the capital for fruitcakes. People literally travel over here from the east just to come over here and be with the man. It says, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Okay, so by America's sorceries, these Edomite sorceries, and their trickery and their games and witchcraft, all these nations have been deceived and have fallen into her trap. Okay, they sit at a table in the book of Psalms 83 tells you the nations were confederate. They came together and were confederate against Israel. They worked together against Jake. All right, how is it now that they're so divided and separate? It's because Babylon has deceived them. The whore has deceived them. Okay, and they're starting to wake up to it and realize it. They're getting ready to turn around and rend her for it. Okay, but with that, I truly hope this lesson was edifying to you. I cannot watch with listen to truth and sincerity. So next time, inshallah, I give all glory, honor, and praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, KAKODASH. Hey, there's more to come. More things are going to be revealed very soon. Okay, we're about to find out a lot about everything. These people are waking up. Scripture say knowledge shall be increased. Okay, so now is a high time to wake out of sleep because people are waking up now. Okay, and they're exposing the so-called Jewish. They're exposing their ass for the frauds that they really are and the devils that they really are. So the time has come, and this shit's about to get real. It's about to get spiffy. All right, shalom.